There's a giant hole in Earth's history. Welcome to the Science for Real channel. Today, we are embarking on a deep and surprising journey to explore one of the greatest mysteries of the Earth, a gigantic hole, a mysterious mark of geological history. Imagine the glorious and chaotic eras that have unfolded on this planet, as natural forces erupted, shaping the magnificent landscapes we see today. From natural disasters to the evolution of life, the story of this hole is not just a part of the past but also a clue for the future we are heading toward. Let's explore together and feel the majestic power of the Earth, where every trace tells an unforgettable story. Science for Real. Explore the mysteries, understand the world. 1. A big gap in Earth's history. Imagine if you were in the kitchen baking a cake. You carefully mix the flour, add sugar, whisk the eggs, but then you discover that half of the ingredients have gone missing. Well, no big deal. Now, imagine that Earth is baking a cake too, but instead of losing a bit of sugar, it has lost 1 billion years of history. How unfortunate. About 1 billion years ago, something incredibly intriguing happened on Earth, or maybe nothing at all. Layers of rock formed from tiny dust particles and countless ancient organisms, but then one day, they suddenly decided to take a vacation somewhere and left behind a large gap in the geological record. Who knows? Maybe they went to some beach to enjoy a long holiday. As geologists try to figure out what happened during that time, they find that nature doesn't always cooperate. Some rock layers have eroded, much like you peel the skin off an apple. The result is that we have gaps in the geological record, just like finding a cake that someone has taken half of without leaving a trace. But not all gaps are bad. In fact, some people believe that this opens up the opportunity for a biological revolution. Because after those rock layers vanished, Earth had a burst of new life, vibrant and energetic, like a grand party after the old one has ended. 2. The mystery of the 1 billion year gap in geological history. Imagine standing in front of a colossal book detailing the history of Earth, only to suddenly discover a large, torn page. That's the feeling geologists experience when they confront one of the greatest mysteries of our planet, the 1 billion year gap in the geological record, known as the Great Unconformity. It sounds like a missing piece in the grand puzzle of history. About 1 billion years ago, Earth seemed to throw a party and forgot to take notes. While rock layers were forming over millions of years, a colossal stretch of time quietly vanished. Perhaps Earth got caught up in a major crisis, or it simply took a break to breathe and relax. Some scientists even suggest that this gap may be linked to the snowball Earth phenomenon, when the planet was covered in ice, resembling a cake smothered in frosting. As the ice melted, valuable minerals were released into the oceans, creating a nourishing feast for life, leading to an explosion of biodiversity in the Cambrian period, where the ancestors of modern animals first emerged. But what lies hidden within this mysterious gap? Perhaps fossils of strange creatures or humorous tales about the lives of ancient animals are waiting for us to uncover. While these mysteries remain unsolved, we are on an exciting journey to explore the origins and development of life on Earth. 3. The disappearance of 1 billion years. Exploring the Great Unconformity in the world of geology, there is a story as captivating as a mystery film, but without any characters to play the lead. This is the tale of the 1 billion year gap in Earth's history, also known as the Great Unconformity. Prepare yourself for an exciting journey where mysteries await to be unraveled. Imagine exploring an ancient tomb filled with glimmering artifacts, only to suddenly realize that half of it is completely empty. Unbelievably, 1 billion years, a quarter of Earth's history, has vanished without a trace. Geologists struggle to understand why there is such a colossal gap in our geological record. Research indicates that during the formation of rock layers, interruptions occurred due to environmental changes, climate shifts, and erosion. These periods, known as hiatuses, created significant voids in the geological record, like gaps in an intriguing book that you cannot fully comprehend. Some scientists hypothesize that this gap may be related to the snowball Earth phenomenon. During this glacial period, Earth was covered in thick ice, and as the ice melted, precious minerals flowed into the oceans, creating the perfect conditions for an explosion of life. It could be said that fossils and ancient organisms were buried within the rock layers, waiting for the right moment to be discovered. Imagine that during this time, millions of creatures lived and died, yet all we can do is speculate about what transpired. The stories of their lives, the secrets they held, are all buried in the past. Exploring the Great Unconformity is not just about searching for ancient fossils, it is also a journey into the unknown. Will we be able to find traces of the strange creatures that inhabited this period? Perhaps, in the future, new technologies will help us fill this gap and rewrite the history of Earth in greater detail. 4. Missing notes. The lost history of Earth. Imagine reading an engaging novel about the history of Earth, only to suddenly find pages torn out, leaving you unable to grasp the flow of the story. That's the sensation geologists face when studying our planet's geological record, filled with millions of years of history, yet with missing notes that no one knows where they went. The tale begins with a peculiar phenomenon known as the Great Unconformity. This is not a mysterious enigma found only in science fiction movies, but rather an astonishing reality in geological history. 1 billion years. That's a massive stretch of time that has vanished, leaving large gaps in the record for us to contemplate. Why did this happen? During the formation of rock layers, crucial stages were forgotten due to climate changes, erosion, and even other geological activities. Each time a new layer of rock was formed, it's possible that millions of years of history were forgotten. This is akin to taking notes at a conference but suddenly losing some crucial pages, making the content difficult to understand. But it doesn't stop at the loss of information. In fact, some scientists believe that this gap could lead to incredibly exciting discoveries. One prominent hypothesis is the snowball Earth, when the planet was covered in ice, creating a harsh environment that also gave rise to new life once the ice melted. During this time, valuable minerals were released into the oceans, creating ideal conditions for an explosion of life. Each time we find a fossil, it is not just a specimen, it is a piece of a story that has gone missing. The creatures that lived and died during that time are waiting to be discovered, and each fossil provides clues about how Earth has changed over millions of years. 5. Exploring the forgotten time, the Great Unconformity. The story begins as Earth experiences millions of years of history, where rock layers are continually formed and eroded. Yet, amidst the richness of geological history, some crucial stages have completely vanished. This sensation resembles an enthralling novel you've come to love, suddenly torn in parts, making the content difficult to comprehend and incomplete. Some scientists have hypothesized that this gap may be related to a period known as snowball Earth. During this icy epoch, Earth was enveloped in thick ice, rendering everything cold and harsh. Yet intriguingly, as this ice melted, new life began to flourish. Precious minerals were released into the oceans, like gifts from the past, creating a remarkable environment for the development of life. As geologists strive to uncover what transpired during this time, they are on the hunt for pieces of the missing story. The fossils found within these rock layers are not just remnants of creatures that once lived, they are footprints of a history we have yet to fully grasp. Each fossil acts as a key that unlocks the door to time, transporting us back to eras long forgotten. Exploring the Great Unconformity is not just a scientific endeavor, it is also a journey to discover the origins of life. Were there strange creatures that inhabited this period? Perhaps, in the future, technology and new discoveries will help us fill in the gaps within the historical record of Earth. 6. Why did we lose 1 billion years of history? The 1 billion year gap in the geological record, known as the Great Unconformity, is not merely a pause in time. It represents a colossal void in the lengthy narrative of our planet. So, what transpired during this period? Did Earth host a party where all records were forgotten? Research indicates that environmental upheavals may be the primary cause of this loss. The process of rock formation is a slow yet fascinating endeavor. As new sedimentary layers form, factors such as erosion, climate changes, and geological activities can cause older rock layers to blur, much like accidentally dropping several crucial pages from your favorite book. One of the most prominent hypotheses regarding this time period is the snowball Earth phenomenon, an epoch when Earth was enveloped in thick ice. As the ice melted, minerals were released into the oceans, creating favorable conditions for the development of life. However, in this process, millions of years of history may have been eroded and lost. Additionally, the stagnation in recording geological history has contributed to our inability to trace these important stories. Much like a movie that has been cut, these gaps leave us with many unanswered questions. What creatures lived and thrived during this time? Were there survival struggles, natural festivities, or events that we have yet to learn about? 7. The gigantic gap in Earth's geological record. When you gaze upon the surface of Earth, you can see majestic mountains, winding rivers, and sturdy rock layers that narrate millions of years of history. Yet, while we admire the beauty of nature, a colossal secret lies hidden beneath the surface, a significant gap in the geological record that defies easy explanation. This is the gigantic gap, also known as the Great Unconformity. Imagine watching an intriguing movie, only to find that a substantial portion of the story has been erased. This 1 billion year gap is not merely an oversight, it's akin to a malfunctioning time machine that causes us to lose vital chapters in the history book of Earth. So, what transpired during this time? Several fascinating hypotheses have emerged. According to scientists, this period may be tied to significant upheavals in climate and geological processes. The snowball Earth period is one of the proposed reasons for this loss. When Earth was engulfed in ice, not only was life threatened, but the geological record was also eroded, leaving behind puzzling voids. What's most surprising is that this disappearance did not occur in just one location. This gigantic gap is present all over the planet, serving as a reminder that Earth's history is not always linear and easy to comprehend. Perhaps within these rock layers, we will uncover valuable clues about the creatures that once roamed during this period, beings that painted a diverse picture of life but have since been forgotten. 8. The lost time. The mysteries of the Great Unconformity in the ceaseless flow of history. There are crucial moments that have been forgotten, leaving us with perplexing questions. One of the greatest mysteries we face is the Great Unconformity, a lost time in Earth's geological record, where 1 billion years of history seem to have vanished mysteriously. Imagine reading a dense book, only to suddenly find a large portion of the story erased. It's challenging to continue without knowing what transpired. This lost time is not just an oversight, it represents a colossal void, like an incomplete painting, preventing us from fully grasping the picture of our planet's development. So, what happened during this period? Some scientists suggest that climatic and geological factors may have caused significant upheavals. The snowball Earth period, when the planet was engulfed in ice, likely led to considerable erosion of rock layers, resulting in the disappearance of crucial historical traces. Each time we uncover a fossil or a new layer of rock, it feels as if we are turning the pages of an ancient book. These fossils are not merely evidence of life, they are pieces of a forgotten story waiting to be discovered. What creatures thrived during this time? What struggles did they endure? All these questions remain unanswered, deepening the enigma further. Thank you for joining us on this journey to uncover the mysteries of the great voids in Earth's history. Through each story and piece of data we've explored, we have not only witnessed the magnificence of nature but also realized that history is an open book, filled with invaluable lessons for the future. Events that occurred millions of years ago continue to impact us today, from the climate to the life on this planet. If you found this video interesting, don't forget to hit the like button, leave your comments, and share it with more people. Keep exploring, learning, and connecting with the wonders of the world around us. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to ensure you don't miss any upcoming exciting videos. Discover the mysteries, understand the world. See you on our next journeys.